What if the secrets to unlocking your true self have been hidden in plain sight, waiting for you to discover them? Imagine a journey where thought becomes clarity, feeling transforms into the radiance of love, and action aligns with the rhythm of harmony. These are not abstract ideals, but the pillars of an inner sanctuary, a temple of the soul, built not by hands, but through wisdom, strength, and beauty. For centuries, ancient traditions have whispered of a path, a ladder stretching from the chaos of division to the unity of enlightenment. The Masonic tradition, rich with symbols and rituals, offers us a glimpse of this universal truth, a truth that transcends culture, religion, and time. It speaks of life as a sacred ascent, where each step reveals a deeper connection to the divine essence within. In this video, we'll unveil the mysteries of the Masonic ladder and its profound message for modern seekers. By the end, you will not only understand this ancient symbol, but also see how its rungs guide us toward the inner transformation we all yearn for, a journey from shadow to light, from separation to oneness. Stay with us as we explore this timeless wisdom. Together, we will uncover a path that leads not just to knowledge, but to the profound awakening of your truest self. Freemasonry is not merely an ancient order cloaked in mystery, preserving symbols and rituals whose origins are lost in the mists of time. Above all, it is a profound spiritual teaching that speaks to the very essence of human nature. It serves as a guiding star, illuminating the path through self-discovery toward harmony with the world and an understanding of the divine. The roots of this tradition trace back to the times when the builders of the great temples of antiquity were not only erecting monumental structures, but also seeking answers to the eternal questions of existence, striving to unravel the divine plan woven into the fabric of reality itself. In the Masonic tradition, the stone becomes a symbol of the human being, raw and imperfect at the dawn of their journey. Yet just as a stone in the hands of a master can be shaped into elegance and perfect form, so too can a person, through effort and self-knowledge, uncover their true essence. We come into this world as unhewn stones, filled with chaos and disarray, and each of us is entrusted with a great task: to become the architect of our own soul. Those who grasp this task and dare to embrace it transform their lives into a process of spiritual creation. This tradition teaches us that at the foundation of all great spiritual teachings lies a single truth: humanity is made to grow. Like a seed pushing through the heavy earth toward the light, we are called to strive for knowledge, to awaken our inner potential, and to find harmony within ourselves and with the universe around us. In this striving, Freemasons see a reflection of the Creator's grand design, whom they call the great architect of the universe. This idea unites all spiritual traditions. God, by whatever name we may call him, exists everywhere. In the starry heavens majestically stretching above us, in the melody of the wind, in the stillness of the forest, and in the depths of the human heart. The great architect, as the Masons proclaim, does not create chaos. His design is harmonious, and this harmony calls us to become part of it, to adorn the temple of the universe with the beauty of our being. Every human being is a brick in this temple, a small but infinitely important part of its grandeur. The question is, are we willing to make the effort to shape our stone so that it may be worthy of this sacred edifice? We might ask ourselves, if we are the stones of the great temple, what prevents us from becoming perfected? The answer lies not in the external world, but within each of us. It is our imperfections, fears, doubts, and vices that we must, like sculptors, carefully chisel away to reveal the hidden beauty of our nature. In this meticulous labor, this striving toward light, wisdom, and love, the very essence of the Masonic tradition is revealed. In Freemasonry, the spiritual quest merges with a profound sense of unity with the cosmos. Just as ancient builders drew their inspiration from the stars and the movements of celestial bodies, so too must we look higher and farther, understanding that the path to perfection requires humility before the majesty of the divine plan. Every person is a creation of the great architect, but within each of us lies a spark of the Creator himself, capable of kindling light even in the depths of darkness. Thus, Freemasonry reminds us, we are not merely wanderers in this world. We are builders. Builders of a temple that cannot be seen with the eyes, but that eternally dwells within our hearts. And this temple must be erected in honor of light, truth, and love. One of the most profound symbols of Masonic tradition is the ladder, an elegant and multifaceted metaphor revealing the soul's journey toward higher knowledge, harmony with the divine, and the realization of its essence. This ladder, seemingly simple at first glance, conceals a deep wisdom that has inspired seekers of truth across the ages, those who call themselves builders of the inner temple. The journey begins at the base of the ladder, where two pillars stand, a symbol of duality, an inescapable aspect of existence. One pillar, bathed in light, represents clarity, the strength of goodness, and the creative forces of life. The other, veiled in shadow, reveals the mysteries of the unknown, the lessons found in obstacles, and the necessity of overcoming inner contradictions. These pillars do not divide the world into black and white. Instead, they invite us to perceive wholeness by uniting light and darkness in the dance of oneness. Like the interplay of yin and yang, they teach that without shadow, light loses its depth, and that chaos, when understood, becomes the doorway to order. By embracing this truth, a person takes their first step toward spiritual awakening, realizing that all perceived opposites are but facets of the divine design. Ascending beyond the pillars, we encounter 7 steps, each symbolizing a key to understanding the harmony of the cosmos. These steps unite ancient wisdom with personal growth, guiding the individual to comprehend their path and their place within the vast expanse of the universe. Grammar teaches us not merely the mechanics of language, but the art of shaping thoughts into clear and pure expression. It reveals the power of the word, which, like light, has the capacity to guide and heal. Rhetoric awakens the voice within us that can carry truth and inspire, speaking not only to the mind, but also to the heart. Logic offers the tools of discernment. In the quiet of contemplation, it unveils the boundaries between truth and falsehood, between illusion and reality, allowing us to move forward with confidence. Arithmetic unveils the simple and immutable beauty of numbers, teaching us to perceive order where chaos initially seems to reign. Geometry extends the truths of numbers into form, showing how harmony manifests in the structure of the world. In every circle, triangle, and spiral lies a profound wisdom, pointing to humanity's connection to the Creator. Music directs us inward, toward the harmonies of the soul and the unseen rhythms that unite heart, mind, and spirit. It reminds us that we are part of the great symphony of life. Astronomy calls us to lift our gaze to the stars, awakening an awareness of our place within the infinite expanse of creation. It evokes a sense of eternity, where every soul shines like a star in the night. Each of these steps is not merely an academic discipline, but an inner state, a revelation of the ability to perceive not only the outer manifestations of the universe, but also its inner order. The ascent of this ladder is inseparable from spiritual growth. It is a journey from simplicity to complexity, from the visible to the hidden, from the material to the spiritual. Each step carries the task of expanding perception, deepening understanding, and opening oneself to the flow of divine light. The greatness of the ladder lies in its universality. It does not belong to a single tradition or era, but represents the universal path traveled by all great teachers of humanity. Buddha, Christ, Socrates, Laozi, all ascended their own ladders, each discovering eternal and unchanging truths on their journey. When you gaze upon this ladder, its pillars, its steps, and the rich symbolism they embody, which stage feels closest to you? Perhaps you have already mastered the art of words or uncovered the mysteries of musical harmony. Perhaps you are just beginning to tread the path of logic or are contemplating for the first time the language of the stars. Every step is open to you, and the ladder calls you to ascend anew, reminding you that all greatness begins with the smallest of efforts, and that every step brings you closer to the ultimate goal, union with the divine. After the first 7 steps of knowledge, each connecting us to the external and internal laws of the universe, the seeker encounters new heights. These steps are tied to the 5 senses: sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. In daily life, we often perceive the senses as tools for engaging with the material world, but hidden within them is a far more subtle meaning. They are the channels through which the spirit encounters the mysteries of existence. Sight allows us to behold the beauty of the created world, the glow of sunsets, the depth of the starry sky, and the intricate patterns of nature, each detail a manifestation of the divine design. But if we focus only on the surface, we risk missing the true light that resides within. When vision becomes purified and filled with love, it perceives not only form, but also the essence behind it, recognizing in every being the imprint of the Creator. Hearing is a delicate instrument, enabling us to perceive the music of life. In every sound, from the whisper of the wind to the rumble of a storm, the melody of the universe resounds. A purified ear hears not just external sounds, but also the inner silence, where revelations emerge and answers to profound questions arise. Smell, often underestimated, connects us to the subtle energies of the world. Sense can awaken memories, fill us with peace, or inspire us. They remind us that everything in existence carries an invisible fragrance, linking us to the past, present, and eternal. Taste serves as a gateway through which we invite the world into ourselves. Each flavor carries a lesson. Sweetness teaches gratitude. Bitterness cultivates patience. Sourness brings vitality, and blandness nurtures humility. By understanding the depth of this sense, we can receive food as a divine gift, recognizing its connection to the earth, the sun, and the labor of human hands. Touch is our way of connecting with reality. Through hands that embrace a tree or fingers that touch another's hand, we feel the pulse of life, its warmth, and its rhythm. Yet true touch begins when we sense not only physical objects, but also the subtle vibrations of presence, love, and light. Masonic tradition teaches that the senses are given not only to perceive the world, but also to discern the truth. Yet, in their raw state, they are often distorted by passions, illusions, and deception. Sight becomes distracted by superficial beauty and loses its depth. Hearing becomes overwhelmed by noise, unable to distinguish silence. Touch seeks pleasure, forgetting the sacredness of connection. Purifying the senses begins with recognizing their nature and significance. Like a mirror covered in dust, the senses must be cleansed of the distractions of the ego and the pursuit of fleeting satisfaction. When this happens, they begin to serve a higher purpose, helping us see the world as the Creator intended and guiding us toward harmony. When the senses are refined, they transcend their function as tools for engaging with the material world. They become windows into the spiritual dimension, allowing us to see beyond the obvious, hear the ineffable, and feel the presence of the divine in all that surrounds us. In this state, sight reveals the inner light within every being. Hearing perceives the melody of life. Taste savors the fullness of the present moment, and touch discerns the delicate connection between all existence. It is then that we understand the senses do not limit us. Instead, they expand our awareness of the infinite. As you contemplate your senses, ask yourself, how do you use these gifts? Do they allow you to delve into the depths? Or do they merely skim the surface? Are you ready to purify them and uncover their spiritual potential? Each sense is a step on the ladder, guiding us toward a greater understanding, an awareness that we are connected not only to the material world, but also to the grandeur of the divine plan. At the pinnacle of the ladder, where the seeker ascends through the steps of knowledge, senses, and inner growth, stands the all-seeing eye, a profound symbol of ultimate insight and spiritual vision that transcends the boundaries of earthly understanding. Encased within a triangle, this eye speaks to us in the language of eternity, reminding us that all phenomena, both external and internal, are under the gaze of unchanging truth. The all-seeing eye is more than a reminder of divine protection. It reflects the presence of an inner observer that silently witnesses our thoughts, emotions, and actions. This gaze neither condemns nor criticizes. It bathes us in a gentle light, unveiling aspects of ourselves that we often hide, even from our own awareness. This eye penetrates beyond masks, roles, and surface-level duties. It perceives the depth of our soul, its aspirations, fears, and hopes. Its light serves as a reminder that truth is not an external entity, but an inner reality, discoverable only through fearless and honest self-reflection. As we begin to observe our thoughts, with the same attention the eye casts upon us, we gain the ability to discern the true from the illusory. We become witnesses to our inner life, recognizing that every emotion and every desire is a reflection of our current state on the path toward wholeness. The eye, encased within a triangle, emphasizes the importance of the Trinity: body, mind, and spirit. These three facets of our being exist in constant interplay, and only in their harmony can true wholeness emerge. The body is the temple of the soul, the instrument through which we express ourselves in the material world. It requires care, attention, and respect, for without it, the spiritual journey would be impossible. The mind is the lantern that illuminates the path, helping us discern truth from delusion. Yet its light can be deceptive if not guided by the Spirit, which serves as the higher purpose of our existence. The Spirit is our true essence, the divine spark within us that leads us home to the source. When these three forces act in unity, we attain true mastery, becoming creators of our lives and conduits of divine will. In this state, we mirror the higher order, bridging the celestial and the terrestrial. The all-seeing eye reveals the path to inner insight, where truth is unveiled not through external teachings, but through direct experience. This insight is not an act of the mind, but an act of the heart, allowing us to see the world as it truly is, free from illusions and distortions. One who ascends to this level begins to perceive order in chaos, harmony in apparent disorder. They recognize that every challenge is a lesson, every joy a gift, and every moment an opportunity to feel the presence of the divine. What do you see when you look within yourself? Does the gaze of your inner eye penetrate beyond the superficial? Are you willing to confront your weaknesses and embrace them with the same acceptance you show your strengths? The summit of the ladder reminds us that true insight begins with honesty toward oneself. And when you behold your inner being in the light of the all-seeing eye, you realize that this is not the end of the journey, but the beginning. A beginning of a life filled with light, harmony, and the awareness of your unity with the divine. When the ladder is complete and the summit reached, a new, higher calling emerges, an invitation to a sacred endeavor that unites all we have learned and experienced. This is the task of building the inner temple, a sanctified space within ourselves where the silence of wisdom, the strength of truth, and the beauty of the Spirit reign. This is not a temple of stone or marble, but one of the soul, where we come to realize our unity with the world, the universe, and the Creator. The inner temple is not constructed by hands, but by the way we live our lives. Every day, every action, every word, and every thought becomes the building material for its walls. If our lives are steeped in virtue, our actions pure, and our thoughts illuminated, this temple will be strong and radiant. Wisdom forms the foundation, a deep understanding that everything in life has its rightful place and serves a higher purpose. Strength becomes the pillars, the inner core that helps us move forward despite challenges and doubts. Beauty adorns the temple, reflecting the harmony we bring into the world, creating light and joy for ourselves and others. Every virtue we cultivate within ourselves becomes a stone in the foundation of this sacred space. Patience builds sturdy walls that shield us from the winds of doubt and despair. Humility forms the gateway, open to the light of new knowledge and understanding. Love arches the temple, uniting all its elements into a single harmonious whole, surrounding the soul with warmth and openness to the world. Conscious actions serve as bridges, connecting us to others and making the temple not only a place of personal refuge, but also a beacon of light that illuminates the paths of those around us. This temple is not merely a sanctuary for peace. It is the place where we come to feel part of a grand design, an instrument of divine will. Here, we meet our true selves and sense the breath of the universe filling us with the power to create and transform. In this temple, there are no barriers between the earthly and the divine, the visible and the invisible. It is the point where body, mind, and spirit merge into a unified whole, making us vessels of a higher light and spreading harmony to the world. What will your temple be like? What stones have you already laid, and which ones are yet to be discovered? What virtue are you ready to make its foundation, so that it may become unshakable? The building of the temple is not a final goal, but an eternal process, unfolding with each new day. And the higher its arches rise, the stronger its walls become, the brighter the light that emanates from it, illuminating not only your path, but also the paths of those who seek their own way to truth. The Masonic path is not merely a trail carved out for the chosen few. It is a universal path that calls each of us to remember our true nature. This path leads to mastery, but not to an external mastery. It calls to a deeper mastery over our own lives, where every action, every thought, and every feeling become the building blocks in the creation of the inner temple of the soul. The Masonic journey reminds us of the necessity to find balance between the material and the spiritual, to unite two seemingly opposing forces, light and darkness, body and soul, the temporary and the eternal, thus creating a harmonious stream of conscious existence. Each of us feels this inner pull toward unity, even when it is sometimes veiled by the bustle of daily life and the noise of the external world. We sense that life is not merely a series of random events, but a complex tapestry woven from the design of the universe, where each of us has a unique purpose. On this path, we encounter contradictions. Light is replaced by shadow. Matter attempts to overshadow spirit. The body imposes its desires, while the soul yearns for the higher. Yet, it is in the reconciliation of these opposites that true harmony is born. And in this harmony, we begin to realize that we are not separate, isolated beings, but particles of the great divine plan. The Masonic path teaches us to be masters, capable of uniting all these parts into a unified whole. We learn to see the material not as an obstacle, but as a tool for spiritual growth, and darkness not as the enemy of light, but as part of its very nature, without which light cannot be known. Soul and body, this eternal duet, often found in contradiction, are, in truth, destined to complement each other, revealing their beauty in unity. The soul aspires to the stars, while the body, as the earthly vessel, helps it navigate the trials of this world, tempering, learning, and transforming its limitations into stepping stones toward the higher. Conscious existence is what this path calls us to. It is a state where each moment becomes filled with meaning, where every action gains depth, and every thought becomes the creator of reality. To be the master of your life is to take responsibility for your being, to become the artist chiseling from the rough stone of life the image of the perfect temple in which the divine light may unfold. This path is not solitary, for it reflects the essence of all creation. As a river unites its source and mouth, linking earth and sky, so we are called to unite all that is fragmented within us. The material cannot be rejected, just as darkness cannot be denied, for they are part of the plan of the great architect, the one who created the world in balance and harmony. And when we learn to accept this balance, when we cease to fear contrasts and instead begin to see them as necessary parts of the whole, our life becomes filled with light and becomes conscious. In this consciousness, we begin to feel our connection to the divine. We understand that our striving for harmony is a reflection of the cosmic harmony, in which each element plays its role. The light streaming through the stained glass of the great temple is never a single color. It consists of countless hues, which together create beauty. So too does our life become beautiful when we bring together all its parts, rather than rejecting or denying them. The Masonic path reminds us, each of us is a master. Each of us has the capacity to create our own temple. And this temple is not made of stone and wood, but of love, light, wisdom, and inner strength. We are called to become the architects of our souls, to create within ourselves a space where the divine can reveal itself in all its fullness, and where our inner light can illuminate not only ourselves, but also those who walk beside us. For conscious existence is not simply life for oneself. It is a path that lights the way for others. Thus, we return to the ancient truth. Within each of us lives the design of the great architect, and in our hands lies its manifestation. The path of the Master is the path to unity, the path to oneness, the path to light.